All right, welcome to the Lifelong Vitality dōTERRA Vitality Tour, Spring Tour 2015. I'm Corinna Barrus, and I apologize we had a little technical difficulty, so we're just getting started. So if you've been waiting, I appreciate that. If you're watching it later on the recording, welcome. And so I'm excited to be with you here today to get to talk with you about some of the new products dōTERRA has launched and also some updates. Just a little background, my name again is Corinna Barrus. I'm a Blue Diamond wellness advocate with dōTERRA, and I absolutely love dōTERRA. I've been involved for 5.5 years. It's been half a year just using the products and really experiencing incredible changes for my health, my mood, my emotional balancing. Started using them with my family and just noticed incredible changes to their health and just being empowered to really take care of pretty much everything that's come up except for surgery in the last 5.5 years. So really excited to share with you today. Kind of the agenda for today's webinar is we're going to go a little bit over why dōTERRA, what are essential oils, and what makes dōTERRA different for those of you who are new to dōTERRA, or maybe this is your first webinar. This will be a great little intro. It is going to be a short intro, so if you are brand new to dōTERRA, I do recommend that you go to a class or watch some other webinars, but I will be doing a brief overview. Then we're going to talk about wellness and the new supplements and daily targeted supplement needs that our body has and how we can address those. We're going to talk about a really exciting new weight management system, and then about how we can start living a healthy lifestyle today with dōTERRA. So why dōTERRA, right? There are a lot of different, health products on the market. There's a lot of essential oils on the market. When I started using dōTERRA, I'd been a massage therapist for over 20 years. I'd used a ton of natural products, seen many natural doctors over that time, had used essential oils for over 20 years. I used essential oils since I was 16. I grew up in California, and my mom was into acupuncture, natural medicine, so I was not new to natural medicine, okay, or essential oils in any stretch of the imagination, but I was quite literally blown away by dōTERRA and by the purity, the potency, the quality of these oils. And I started being able to use these oils and their other health products in ways I just was not able to use anything else that I had before. So we'll talk about that, why that is. Now let's talk about what dōTERRA is really created for, what the mission is. Our mission is, or we are rather, as wellness advocates, we are for people who care about improving their health and that of their loved ones. We provide simple, safe, and empowering solutions that enhance well-being. And then the pure essential oils are revolutionizing the way families manage their health. We harness nature's most powerful remedies and share these gifts through our global community of wellness advocates. We also have the Healing Hands Foundation, which is very near and dear to my heart. I've been involved in not only raising great sums of money for the Healing Hands, partnering with other wellness advocates to be Healing Hand recipient, donations for projects, but I've also been able to go on a Healing Hands trip to Bolivia and help rebuild a hospital. My husband and my daughter have been to Guatemala on a Healing Hands trip. So the Healing Hands Foundation, which is our humanitarian charitable organization, seeks to bring healing and hope to the world as we work to make possible lives free of disease and poverty, ultimately teaching people everywhere to be self-reliant. Okay, so let's talk about what is an essential oil.
Efforts in the smell of an orange or the scent of a pine tree all serve specific purposes vital to a plant's survival. What our senses perceive as fragrances or scents are actually volatile aromatic compounds, tiny organic molecules that serve a variety of protective, reproductive, and regenerative purposes. These compounds help ward off unfriendly pests, attract friendly herbivores and insects, and even help the plant heal from infection and physical injury. There are over 3,000 identified varieties of aromatic compounds, each with its own unique and functional chemical constituents that provide different aromas and benefits to the plants. From the petals of a flower, to the leaves of a plant, the rind of a fruit, or the resin of a tree, these volatile aromatic compounds are all around us. Distilled directly from their plant sources, essential oils are multifaceted agents that have seemingly endless applications to our health and can be used aromatically, topically, or internally. Ensuring the maximum potency and beneficial properties of an essential oil are the result of maintaining the delicate ratio of aromatic constituents found in that essential oil, all of which can vary depending on the time of day or part of the plant which is harvested, time of year or life cycle when harvested, the geographic location and whether where the plant was grown, or the method and even the duration of distillation. For that reason, it is vital that essential oils come from a trusted source committed to not only producing unadulterated essential oils, but to adhering to the strictest production protocols. There are no wasted efforts in nature. Neither should there be in the health care you provide for yourself and those you love.
All right, so that gives you a really nice kind of introduction to what are essential oils. And they really went over this, but the essential oils are aromatic compounds found in plants. dōTERRA uses steam distillation or cold pressing if they are citrus oils to extract. And they're powerful, powerful medicines, and they're safe without side effects. They have side benefits, if you will. And there are three ways to use the essential oils. There's aromatic, there's topical, and internal. Aromatic is breathing the oils in, basically breathing them in. They go through the olfactory bulb in the nose, and they're able to go straight to the brain and start to affect all kinds of things, mood, stress, hormones, central nervous system. So they are able to really help us very, very quickly. Within seconds, they're actually able to affect in that way. They also enter the bloodstream through inhalation. And so they're able to get into our bloodstream and really support us in many, many ways. It's a very, very quick, fast-acting, direct method. Now, using oils aromatically, you want to look at a number of things. One would be mood. Again, they affect the brain instantly, so that's a very quick way to raise the mood or to calm the mood. I know I get very, very anxious when I fly in airplanes, and I can really have trouble breathing. I'm gripping the seat. You know, it's a very scary experience for me. I go into a lot of fear. And so I breathe my Serenity, which is a calming blend. I just open that bottle and I do some deep breathing with that oil, and it calms me down within seconds, if not minutes. So that's kind of an example of a very quick way to affect something going on in the brain. Breathing them in also will open the airways. So it's a really effective way if you're having trouble breathing, if there's an obstruction in the airways, if, you know, seasonal discomfort, that type of thing. The Breathe essential oil blend is one that I would use for that. But again, just inhalation would be a way to use that. And then the third way to use them aromatically is to clean the air. So when we're diffusing them especially and getting that essential oil into the environment, we can deal with a lot of the germs that are spreading and stop that spread of germs. So this is a really great way to deal with any kind of, again, seasonal threats, you know, things that get passed around the school, the workplace, the home. The blend I use for that is On Guard. There are other oils, but On Guard would probably be the top. It's our immune boosting oil. It's our oil to keep our immune on guard against, again, threats and things like that. It smells beautiful. It's got clove, cinnamon, wild orange, rosemary, and eucalyptus. And it's got this really nice, some people say it smells like Christmas because it has a lot of those kind of winter smells that you expect during the holiday season. So that's a lovely one for cleaning the air. Now topical, you can actually use any essential oil aromatically, and you can use all of the essential oils topically. You do want to be careful with a few of the oils that are hot, but most of them can be applied directly to the skin on the bottoms of the feet. And if you're going to be using some of the hot oils or some oils that are kind of in that middle range, you want to dilute using a carrier oil, a fatty oil like the fractionated coconut, or another fat-based oil like pure coconut, olive oil, almond oil, grapeseed. There's some different ones you can use. I prefer doTERRA's fractionated coconut because they've taken out the heavy fat, so it doesn't stain and it doesn't leave you greasy and oily feeling. Now, the bottoms of the feet are a great place because the pores are large, and so they can really absorb quickly, and the bottom of the feet is tough. It won't have that sensitivity that some of our other areas do. You also want to think about putting oils topically on location. So if I've got a tummy ache, I might rub our Digest Zen on my stomach. If I've just worked out and my muscles are tight or sore from that, I might rub some Deep Blue right on my muscles. If I've got, an occasional headache, I might rub our past tense on that, on those spots where I'm feeling the tension. Okay, so that's kind of an idea of how you can do it. I love the topical for children as well. Right now my daughter's fighting a cold, and so I'm just rubbing those oils on the bottom of her feet directly, and then I dilute with the fractionated coconut and rub them on her spine. The spine is a really good place to put oils when you've got someone that's not feeling well. And then the third way that we use oils is internally. Now this is doTERRA only. If I cannot impress one more thing on you in this webinar, that would be what I would want to impress upon you if you're new. If you go to the health food store, you will never see internal use on the bottles. You'll see do not ingest, not for pregnancy. You'll see warning labels, okay, because those oils are not meant for ingesting. They're not pure enough. doTERRA's are, and you will see on our bottles, the ones that are meant to be used internally, you will see the word supplement facts. A supplement is something you use internally. So really good to note. And with the internal, we really get to use them for so many targeted ways for improving our health. I love to put the citrus oils in my water to drink gently to detox. I'm having my Slim and Sassy blend right now, my metabolic blend, helping me with any cravings. I've got oils that I use when people aren't feeling well in the house to help really boost the immune. We've got the digestive blend for tummy problems, tons of different ways to use them internally. But again, they must be certified pure therapeutic grade if you're going to use them internally. And what makes us different? Why can we use ours internally and you cannot use any at the health food store? Why do ours midwives use them and newborn babies and pregnant mamas use them when you would never ever do that with the oils from the health food store? What makes us different? Let's talk about this. CPTG. This is our certified pure therapeutic grade certification, and we're the only company out there that really goes to these lengths to ensure purity and potency. And I want to talk about what we're doing that's really unique. We partner with the world's foremost experts on essential oil science, okay? The individual that's in charge of our essential oil testing has over 20 years experience as a PhD chemist in aromatic science, in the science of essential oils. And we basically go through this in very extensive, you'll see this chart here, a process to ensure purity and potency. The first thing, and I want to kind of go back to even before our testing, when you see the raw material harvested and distilled, okay, so that's the first step. We're distilling our oils, again, using steam distillation or cold press. We don't use any chemicals, and that's really important. There's a lot of companies that will use solvents to extract. Now, we also go around the world and we get our essential oils directly from farmers. We're going to talk about that a little bit when we get to the co-impact. So we know exactly how these oils have been, how the plants have been grown, how they've been harvested. We know, all of that because we're deeply involved with these farmers and knowing those details. Once they are distilled, then they go through this initial 6 tests: the organoleptic, the gas chromatography, mass spectrometry, specialized testing, chiral GC testing, isotope carbon-14, okay? Now those are done on site. Then they're shipped, those are done in the testing lab. Then they're shipped to doTERRA. They go through the secondary validation with the organoleptic, the TPC microbial, the FTR scan, and specialized testing depending on the oil type. Then they're bottled and labeled. Then they go through another validation to make sure that nothing didn't happen in that process of the bottling, to make sure that everything's good. They go through the organoleptic again, the TPC microbial, the FTR scan, and specialized testing. 3 levels of testing. Every single bottle is tested. It's not random. And so this, again, is unheard of. You will never find another essential oil company right now that is doing anything of this, And the reason doTERRA created this level of testing is that what we're finding on the market nowadays is a lot of oils that have chemicals, that have solvents, that are synthetic, that have heavy metals, that have pesticide residues, all kinds of issues. Also with essential oils that claim to be one essential oil and are cut with lower grade essential oils. Frankincense is a very expensive oil. Many companies make most of it with a lemon and a little bit of frankincense. There's so many ways that companies just, cut corners and save money. And so without this level of testing, you really don't know what you're getting. It wouldn't be safe to use internally, and you certainly wouldn't want to use them on your children or babies or anything like that. So again, you really need to have an essential oil go through this level of testing and scrutiny to be sure what you're getting. And this is our co-impact sourcing. I alluded to that earlier, where we go around the world and we work with farmers. And this is something I'm so deeply passionate about, because we're not just ensuring our own quality oils, which we absolutely are by doing this co-impact sourcing. What we're doing is we're making an impact in the countries where we source these oils. Many of these oils come from countries where people are extremely poor. There's a lot of poverty. This picture right here is actually a picture from Haiti. We source our vetiver from Haiti. As we all know, Haiti is probably one of the hardest hit countries right now. And in Haiti, the farmers that were producing the vetiver were not paid monthly. It was a seasonal crop. They were only paid seasonally. They're middlemen that were taking most of the money and paying them very poorly. So these folks couldn't send their children to school. The area where we source in the mountains, they did not have drinking water. They had to walk 3 hours round trip to get unclean water, basically. And so doTERRA has gone, this is just one example, but they've gone to Haiti. They have gotten rid of the middleman. They're working directly with farmers. They're paying them year-round at a much higher scale, so these individuals can send their children to school. We've been helping with the school. We've paid for a teacher. They didn't have a teacher. We've dug wells, so they have fresh drinking water. They don't have to walk and get the water. This is just one example of how doTERRA is making the lives better, not just for us here in these countries, but in the countries where we source the oils. This is going on in Guatemala. This is going on in Somalia, many countries where these incredible oils come from. We are having a major impact on the people. And so when you purchase a bottle of doTERRA oil, you're not only blessing your family, but you're blessing people all over the world who are creating these oils. All right, so let's talk a little bit about wellness and kind of creating a greater expectancy. So we want to live longer, better, right? And when you look at our lifespan expectancy, and this is worldwide, women have the expectancy to live to 73 years, 0.5, and men 68.5. And the actual possibility, if you will, would be 120 is kind of what they look at. So not so great when you look at that. And then you're also looking at the fact that even with people living those, to those ages, you're seeing a lot of people suffering from diseases and sickness and a lot of, compromised health in their later years. So even though they may be living, some people even don't want to live long, right? Because they feel like, oh gosh, I'm going to have this problem and this problem. And so let's talk a little bit about lifestyle, because 90% of disease is preventable by our lifestyle. And so we really want to be addressing our lifestyle choices so that we can live longer, but also better, right? I want to live a long life, but I also want to enjoy that life and have energy and feel good, right? Be able to enjoy those later years. And so we kind of talked about this already, but we want to really delay you know, the onset of diseases or, you know, chronic diseases, these types of things. We want to really look at what we can do with our diet, with our lifestyle to live better longer. All right, so we look at this wellness pyramid. This is the wellness pyramid that shows you the different sections of basically being healthy. What does that look like? Okay, and when you look at this, the bottom half with the arrow going down is lifestyle. And so if you really, the chunk of our healthy living is going to come down to our lifestyle. And this really comes down to choices. The biggest, fattest section of that is eating right, getting our nutrition. The next section is exercise. The next would be resting and managing our stress. And then the reducing our toxic load. And then healthcare comes into informed self-health care and proactive medical care. So let's talk about supplements for daily targeted nutrition, okay? And we're going to be looking at the daily nutrient pack and the lifelong vitality pack, okay? And the multivitamin revolution. We're kind of part of a vitamin revolution, and I'll explain why. I know that sounds kind of like a lofty statement, but I'm going to explain why that is, okay, as we go forward. And first, I want to explain why everybody needs a multivitamin, okay? There was a study that was done, and they looked at the vitamin intake of a large percentage of the population, okay? And 9 out of 10 people were not meeting the recommended daily allowance. That's the RDA for vitamins D and E, okay? Now, this is a recommended daily. This is not even optimal. Optimal are much higher levels, but this would just be like the recommended just to be, you know, baseline healthy. So 9 out of 10 people don't have enough D and E. Over 50% do not meet the RDAs for vitamin A, calcium, and magnesium, okay? Now, some of you may be saying, you know, I eat really good. I don't eat like that picture before with the hot dog and the, you know, and I'm in that camp. I eat really well too. I focus a lot on eating tons of vegetables. I eat good proteins. I do smoothies. I eat superfoods. I eat tons of greens. I mean, I could go on and on. You know, I eat hemp seeds and all of these things. I eat really well too. And so some people might say, well, I eat really healthy. I don't need supplements. Well, that might be true if we were eating like, you know, we did hundreds of years ago. But unfortunately, our foods do not have the same nutrient value that they did. This here is a picture of kind of a funky looking little apple on the left, and on the right, you see the Golden Delicious, right? The old crabby looking, you know, apple here that we don't have anymore had 100 times more phytonutrients than our Golden Delicious. The foods have been changed. They've been modified for look, for taste, but they do not have the same nutrients. You'd have to eat 100 of these Golden Delicious to get what one of these little crabby apples gave you, right? 100 times more nutrients. So that is really, you know, when we're looking at trying to get everything we need from our food, it's just not going to happen. And what does it look like to have vitamin mineral deficiencies? Lack of energy is a really big sign. Fatigue, mood, irritability, immune, you know, function being lessened, you know, bone health, joint discomfort. You know, oftentimes we can really see it in people's hair and skin and nails. I can't tell you how many women I know my age losing hair, which is surprising. I mean, that's not something we should be losing at this age, right? That's definitely usually a sign of deficiency or extreme stress. And skin problems and many other issues, right, are going to be linked, especially over long periods of time, to vitamin mineral deficiency. And who needs a multivitamin? Everybody does. There's tons of research to show that, you know, what the lack of vitamins are doing in our body and what they will do when we get the vitamins. And here you can see many publications here from very well-known publications talking about the need for vitamins and how they will help us in our health. Then the question becomes, which multivitamin? And here's this lady at the health food store. I'm sure you've been there. I have. Oh my gosh. I used to spend hundreds of dollars piecing together what I thought were and what I was told were probably the best multivitamins. I'll tell you right now, I never ever experienced the health benefits that I experience on dōTERRA's vitamins. dōTERRA's vitamins are incredible. I feel the energy. I don't have joint pain. I My mood has totally been stabilized. I do not have that irritability and that tired, and they are incredible, and you feel them. You actually feel them, which is incredible. I never felt anything from the vitamins I took, even though I spent hundreds and probably $300 to $500 on supplementation before I had dōTERRA per month, and they actually usually made me feel nauseous. That's what I could feel from them. I just did them because I thought they were good, but I did not feel anything. dōTERRAs, I do not feel nauseous. They have a tummy tamer blend, but so which vitamin? So let's kind of look at this evolution. Remember, we're part of the vitamin revolution, and so here's the evolution of where we started. You know, back in probably like the 70s especially, we had this what we call like version 1.0. This was your basic 1 per day multivitamin. You still see these sold for very cheap. They are poor quality, usually synthetic, lots of artificial ingredients. You can see here they don't look like something your body is going to even want. This nasty yellow color, they're compacted. This is not going to give us really what our body needs, and there may actually be side effects from the synthetics and the poor quality ingredients. Okay, so these were your 1 a day. They were RDA based, poor quality, artificial ingredients again. Now the version 2.0, which came out a lot during the 80s, was kind of like the opposite, right? Okay, well, if low doses are not good, then we're going to do these mega high doses. More is better, right? And so you see that with a lot of companies. And so here, let's look at this sort of curve of what would be the ideal. More is not better, actually. So not having enough nutrients is not good, right? You get to a point where you have the right amount of nutrients, which is the best. That's the optimal. That's sort of the top of the arc. Then when you actually give your body too much, you can go into toxicity. You can go into side effects. Giving your body too much, even if something really healthy, can be actually dangerous over the long term. You can die from drinking too much water, right? Water is probably the most benign thing you can put in your body, but too much, you know, can cause serious problems, even death. So this is true with our supplementation as well. When we're actually mega dosing way beyond what our body needs and our body can handle, we're going into toxicity. Okay, so you can see that here with the version 1.0, your body's actually not getting enough nutrients. With the 2.0, we're getting too much. And we actually now have the long-term studies to prove this, okay? And the reason we didn't have those, you know, that information is really just coming out now is that, again, you need a long-term study to prove the negative side effects long-term from taking a megadose. And now we actually have that information, okay? And now we should be here. We should be in the middle. And we really want to use nature as a guide. Nature has really never been proven wrong. I think nature tends to know more often than we do, right? That there's an incredible intelligence in the creation of this planet and in nature and in the balance of how things work synergistically together. So let's talk about our body. So our diet has changed dramatically, but our genes don't. Our genes have stayed consistent. And when we look at how our diets have changed, they really started to change during the agricultural period, and then of course drastically in the industrial period. So pre-agricultural, we were taking in a lot of micronutrients, okay? And then in that agricultural period, we got really into a lot of grains, legumes, right? Which didn't have or doesn't have a lot of the same nutrient content, right? It's a lot of carbohydrates, that kind of thing. And then in the Industrial Revolution, of course, it's just, you can see that the micronutrient content has gone way down because you have all these processed foods, and it's, you know, to a whole nother level. Okay. But we're still genetically programmed for the micronutrient content that our ancestors had, the ancient micronutrient content. That's really what our bodies thrive on and are made to be having. And so that's what we want to give our body. We want to give them that same level of nutrients. So the version 1.0, that 1 per day, was poor quality with artificial ingredients. The version 2.0, high mega doses, where you've got toxicity, and the version 3.0, this is dōTERRA's naturally balanced multi, and this is for optimal levels and is unquestionably safe, okay? We want to have a vitamin that we can take every day. That's what you're supposed to do. It's supposed to be something for your whole life that you can take. And those 2.0, not only are they extremely expensive, often hundreds of dollars, they're actually causing long-term damage because of these high doses, which can cause toxicity over time. So here we go. dōTERRA is on the top with our version 3.0. All right. And so here, when you're looking at optimum intake of all these vitamins and nutrients, right, you want to be where this sort of white color is in the middle. That's the optimal intake, okay? Now, if we look at, here's the RDA versus the RDA for optimal intake, okay? This is what we're getting from our average diets in the US. This is the percentage of these vitamins and minerals. This is with the common multivitamin, okay? You can see we're going way over some of these, and then some of them are still not enough, okay? So it's not really balanced, right? And this is with the mega doses, the high-end multivitamins, these ones that a lot of these multi-level marketing companies sell, some at the health food store, these mega doses, more is better. You can see we're way beyond the optimal amount. Our body cannot process that. Okay, then now let's talk about dōTERRA's Daily Nutrient Pack. This is our new formula. It's patent pending, and it's maximum bioavailability for nutrient absorption. And you can see, again, here's the average diet. And now you can see with the nutrient, we're right there. We're right in that optimal zone where our body can really use and optimize all of these nutrients. So let me just talk about the three. It's a two-pack rather. There's the 3-pack is the Lifelong Vitality, and the Daily Nutrient Pack is a 2-pack. So the first one is called Microplex MVP, and it's an exclusive naturally based formula. It's our vitamins, our minerals, our polyphenols. It's a whole food blend, and it also has that tummy tamer blend I talked about, so you don't have that problem with feeling nauseous. They're in smaller veggie caps, so they're that's veggie capsule. They're non-GMO, they're gluten-free, and they're vegetarian. Okay, this one is really important. Again, we've got to have all the nutrients that our body needs to work optimally. The second in the Daily Nutrient Pack is the Omega. Now we have added some things. We have updated this from the old formula. It's a new, more potent formula. So we've got the omega-3s in here. We've got our CPTG oils, our carotenoids, our vitamin A, our vitamin D, our vitamin E, and we have a new marine omega-3 blend. And this one actually comes from calamari. And this is a much cleaner, potent form of that fish oil. There's also a new plant omega-3 blend, all natural ingredients, and it's in a smaller veggie soft gel as well. And we are also in the process of updating the vegan formula. So for you vegans, I think that is coming soon. Okay, so stay tuned. And so with the Omega and the Microplex MVP, we are getting the daily nutrients that we need for wellness and vitality, optimal nutrition, liver detoxification, digestive function, lung function, eye health, brain and nervous system health, healthy hair, skin, nails, cardiovascular health, stress management, immune function, bone health, DNA protection, and energy metabolism. So this is your daily nutrient pack, okay? This is what your body needs every single day. This is a daily product. And you want to make it a habit. You want to be taking 2 capsules of each with breakfast and with dinner. So it's twice a day. And you want to be doing that with food, okay, with your healthy. And you want to still eat healthy. You've got to eat healthy, okay? The daily nutrient pack is to supplement, but we still want to be really focusing on a healthy diet. All right, and so here we have that Eat Right is that section with the daily nutrient pack. It's going to support us in that process. Now we still have the Lifelong Vitality, and it has been updated with the new Microplex MVP and the new Omega. Okay, so it's the new formula. The Alpha CRS has not been changed. Okay, the Alpha CRS Plus is a wonderful product which helps with energy. There's lots of antioxidants in there, a lot of anti-inflammatories. So it's a really great energy to blend, and it helps to protect. It helps to support us if we're having issues with pain and things like that. So it's a really fantastic blend. I personally do the Vitality Pack because I love it. But the daily nutrient has is also great, and I'm going to talk about how you can kind of customize this, okay? Okay, hang on. Oh, we're going to actually talk about how we customize that later. Sorry. We're going to move on to talk about a new product. Okay, so we have our Deep Blue products that everybody loves, the oil and the rub, and it's been an amazing. This is probably one of my top top sellers when I teach classes. People love it. I've got, you know, pretty much everyone I know uses Deep Blue because it's so effective. And so we actually now have a Deep Blue polyphenol complex. This is an internal blend. It is made out of different herbal complex. Okay, it's not essential oils, but it's very, very effective. We've had amazing results so far for people using it for occasional pain and discomfort. And you want to take it internally as needed. It's fast relief from occasional aches and pains. It actually helps balance the immune system. And there's a few really great ingredients in here that really help to have this maximum effect. The frankincense extract. There's been 3 clinical studies that prove how effective this is. A polyphenol blend with curcumin, pomegranate, grapeseed, resveratrol, and green tea. Resveratrol, there's lots of studies. You can look up resveratrol and see the studies of how that helps with pain and inflammation. And then, of course, the ginger extract as well. So this is one that you want to take 2 veggie capsules a day with meals. Or you can also take it as needed. It doesn't have to be every day. If you have a reason you need to be taking something like this every day, of course, go ahead. I personally don't take it every day. I don't need that, but I do use it when I need it, and it works. It's awesome. So if you're going to be using it long term every day, you probably would want to do 1 capsule with breakfast and 1 with dinner. Okay. If you're using it like as an as needed situational, then twice a day with 2 capsules with food, okay? And then the Mito 2 Max has also been updated. Now, we already had Mito 2 Max, but we actually updated it, and it's got a much stronger formula. This is one where we really actually did need to up some of the ingredients to give it a stronger, more effective delivery. So this is cellular energy you can feel, and you absolutely can feel it. It's caffeine free, and it's also a circulation support blend. Okay, there's some really great patented ingredients here: the oligonol, the lychee green tea, which again clinically tested for energy and stamina, the quercetin, the mitochondrial energy cofactors with the coenzyme 10. You can see some of these others, and it's also got an adaptogenic blend with cordyceps, ginseng, and ashwagandha. And these are things I know when I went to a doctor, a natural doctor recently, to help me rebuild my adrenals. These are some of the things that they wanted me to take because they're really supportive of the adrenals and to give you that, just help you get that natural energy back. Now, again, this is not one I take every day. I do take it as needed. They did a double-blind study, placebo-controlled crossover study with 12 healthy adults, age 18 to 40, and they gave them single doses of Mito 2 Max, 2 capsules, okay? They measured for 3 hours after taking the Mito 2 Max, and then they looked at their microcirculation and their mental performance, okay? And this was done in a research clinic in San Diego, and I want to show you what you can see here. You can see the placebo just kind of stayed the same, right? And then you can see the Mito 2 Max. You can see the color changes, and you can see that by the end there, after under 20 minutes, all that white and that light, you can see that is actually the circulation moving through the body. So here we go. You can see it again. Look at that. Look at the difference with the placebo. Nothing really changed. And then with the Mito, you see this major difference in the light up into the head and everything. So you can really see how that's working in the body, how that's circulating through the body. The directions for this is 2 capsules when needed, okay, preferably with food, not before going to sleep because it is an energy support. So I just take it on days when I'm really tired, days when maybe I've been pushing, I haven't slept enough, I've maybe been working hard, maybe a day when I have a really long event, and I'm going to need energy throughout the day. I'm not going to have a lot of time to rest or any downtime. If you have a lot of studying you're doing, if you're an athlete, this is a great product for you for stamina. I would do it before a race. I would do it after. It's just a really great product. It's not going to jack you up like caffeine does, but it is going to give you natural energy. Now, it is actually one that is recommended to take with the Deep Blue supplement if you are having some occasional pain, again, because of how it works circulatory and really getting that to move throughout the body, through the circulatory system. All right, I am excited to share with you our updates to our weight management program, and this is really, really exciting. So dōTERRA has a new product line called Control. It's going to add to our Slim and Sassy line. We already have the Slim and Sassy oil and soft gels, the trim shakes, which are very beloved and work incredibly well. And this is a really wonderful new offering. So we're going to get into now the eating right and exercise right portion of the healthy wellness pyramid. So the Control is an all-natural appetite suppressing weight loss product. And you can see this is one of the products. It comes in an instant mix that you add to water and drink, or you can add it to a smoothie or juice, okay? And I'm going to explain to you what the Control is and where it comes from. So Control is dōTERRA's patented name for the apithel spinach extract, okay? So this product is from spinach. It's completely natural. It was discovered at the Lund University in Sweden, and they've been studying it for 8 years, clinical study. Okay, this is unheard of. You do not find weight loss products where they do this level of study. We're really excited and proud to be the exclusive, to have exclusive rights to use this, okay, this product. dōTERRA was given worldwide direct sales channel. We're the only direct sales company in the world to be given the rights to use this apithel spinach extract in our Control. And what it does is it slows down fat digestion to create appetite control. Okay, and here you can see, here's the spinach and the spinach cells with the chloroplast. And then this is the thylakoid, which is inside of the chloroplast, okay? These little thylakoids, you can see them there. And what they do is they slow down the absorption. So we're actually getting our foods to be absorbed all the way down to the lower intestine. And so here's a picture of our lovely intestines. And you can see this lower intestinal and the small intestine. This is actually where, if the food is digested in this lower small intestine, it signals to the brain, I'm full, don't eat. Okay, I'm full. But the problem is our modern diets are actually being absorbed in the small upper intestine, and we're not getting that signal to the brain, and we're getting the signal, keep eating, I'm hungry. And you really know, I notice this, especially if I eat non-nutrient dense foods, like, for example, popcorn. I could eat like bowls and bowls of popcorn, and I never feel full. I never feel like, or chips, right? Has anyone eaten a whole bag of potato chips, right? It's so low nutrient. It gets absorbed in that lower, in that upper small intestine. You never feel full. Okay, and so this is why people tend to overeat often. It's why you can, eat a meal and then feel hungry again. It's why people are just snacking and snacking. Oftentimes they're not getting the foods to the lower intestine where their body registers feeling full. So here you can see with Control, what's happening is we're slowing down on absorption, and we're absorbing all the way through all of the intestines, all the way to the lower. Without Control, most of the absorption is happening in the small upper intestinal area. So we want to get that slow absorption so our body actually registers, I'm full. We want to be eating enough food to get the nutrients we need, but not so much that we're overwhelming our body and causing weight gain and a lot of other issues that come from getting too much food. Okay. So the Slim and Sassy Control is going to restore the natural way to control appetite. And it comes in two forms. One is the instant drink mix, and it's just that spinach, basically. It's a powder form. You add it to water. I add it sometimes to my smoothies. Now, you do need to add some fat to it. The other way is to eat it, the Control bars, and these are like energy bars that you can order that have the Control in it. It's an appetite suppressing bar. So if you're using the drink mix, you're going to add one of the sticks to 4 to 8 ounces of water or smoothie. You do need to consume some fat though, because it binds to the fat. The fat is what is going to help make that slow absorption through the intestines. So if you're doing a smoothie, you could add maybe a half of an avocado, maybe some almonds, maybe some almond milk. If you are drinking that mix with a meal, just make sure there's a little bit of fat with the meal. So maybe some eggs or some olive oil, or whatever it is that you're eating. Now, if you're eating the bar, there's already some fat in the bar. You don't need to worry about that. Okay. It does take time though to, oh, here we go. Already included healthy fats and fiber, all natural. There's 3 flavors: apple, cinnamon, apricot, and lemon. And this would be good as a mid-morning or a mid-afternoon snack. You want to kind of look at when you are finding yourself getting the munchies, maybe. Some people really find they get that afternoon slump where they want a candy bar. So you would want to do it in the morning, because then it gives you time to have it be out down there registering by the afternoon. If you find you're more of a late night snacker, you really have trouble with eating too much at night, then you might want to look at doing this as your mid-afternoon snack. Or you could do both. If you're like, I have both, right? You could do the drink in the morning, throw it in your smoothie, or have it with water with your meal, and then maybe have the bar as a mid-afternoon snack. Okay, you can kind of use it as needed. And so this is going to really round out our whole weight management line. And it really helps. I have noticed a huge difference. I do the control packet in my smoothie, and it keeps me till lunch. That smoothie, I'm not hungry till lunch, and then I'm hungry at lunch. Used to be that smoothie would keep me for about an hour, and then I would be starving. So I've really noticed a difference with it. And I like it too, because I want my body to have the optimal absorption of my nutrients. So I feel good about, even though I'm not really trying to lose weight at this point in my life, I like that I like the health benefit of getting everything absorbed in that lower intestine. And I know that that's how our body was designed. And so I want to support my body in that way, get my nutrients all the way through so I can really fully absorb them. All right. Here we go.
Successful weight loss requires lifestyle improvements. More than that, they need to be long-term changes to really get lasting results. For most of us, the greatest challenges are the cravings and snacking that sneak up on us in between meals or after dinner. What we really need is more control. We're excited to introduce the newest member of the Slim and Sassy product line, Slim and Sassy Control.
This breakthrough product controls cravings by helping the body feel full. Control includes dōTERRA's proprietary Slim and Sassy essential oil blend and features a revolutionary extract made from spinach called apathiol.
So, how does apathiol work? Essentially, it works by helping our digestive system signal to the brain that we are full. Our small intestine is about 23 feet long. The refined foods we eat nowadays are digested very quickly, mostly in the upper part of the intestine. Now, all the way at the bottom of the small intestine, we have special receptors that detect undigested fat. However, the fats from today's refined foods almost never make it down to these receptors. They are digested so quickly that we don't get the message that it's time to stop eating. This is why we want to eat and snack and eat all day long. Slim and Sassy Control, eaten with your meals, helps slow down fat digestion just enough so that the fat makes it all the way down to these receptors. As soon as the fat is detected, they send a powerful message to the brain that you're full. Control supports your body's natural way of controlling appetite. The effects of Slim and Sassy Control are not immediate. You'll want to plan ahead and take control one meal before your cravings typically happen. Control harnesses the fat found in your diet, so make sure it's the healthy fat your body needs. dōTERRA trim shakes are a great way to take control. In addition to dairy milk, try using fats from soy or almond milk. And for a richer shake, yogurt or avocado works well.
As a scientist, I don't get excited very easily. And in my 25 years of nutrition research, I have evaluated hundreds of weight loss ingredients. I can honestly say that our apathiol spinach extract is by far the best researched and most effective weight management ingredient that I've come across. We have secured the exclusive rights for apathiol in our business channel.
Control is a healthy part of the dōTERRA Slim and Sassy program, and it will help you take control of long-lasting lifestyle improvements that lead to successful weight loss.
All right, so there you have a really nice little synopsis there. And that is Dr. Karsten Schmidt, who is our scientific expert who is handling all of the changes with the supplements. And he is incredible. He is probably the world's expert on supplementation. dōTERRA spent years trying to get him, and they're so happy to have him on the team. He actually had retired, but he agreed to come back because he really believes in what dōTERRA is doing. And he's a big part of the scientific research that we are doing. So we love, love, love Karsten Schmidt. We're very grateful to have him. These are a few fun updates. We have the shampoo and conditioner in sample packets, which has been really great. I've loved giving these out. That shampoo and conditioner is amazing. It's by far the best shampoo and conditioner I've ever experienced. I have my hairdresser who sells shampoo at her salon for $50 a bottle using mine because it's so much better than even the highest products on the market traditionally. So that's fun, a really fun way to be able to sample. It's also great for travel. You don't have to carry bottles. You can just throw in a couple of those sample packets. And the peppermint and On Guard beadlet container has been updated. It's a new top, and it's plastic. So a lot of people were dropping the glass ones and breaking. I had actually broken a bunch, and they would come out too fast. Now you just get one beadlet, so that's wonderful. They've also updated the diffuser, the Lotus diffuser. It's a lot more heavy duty. It's a better version, so that's really exciting as well. So let's talk about how you can start living a dōTERRA lifestyle. If you are not yet enrolled as a wellness advocate, you are going to want to talk to whoever invited you to this webinar because there's some great benefits to membership. You can actually get wholesale pricing. You can get, there's a rewards program that has rebates where you get a lot of free product. And actually in May, you can get 50 free points, which is like $50 free just for enrolling with a wholesale membership. So once you have your membership, you can start sharing with others. And dōTERRA has a fantastic program that gives you free product for sharing with your friends. So you're going to want to just talk to whoever invited you to learn more. Once you are enrolled, you get this wonderful packet that teaches you more about living the dōTERRA lifestyle, how you can share with others naturally, and for those that are interested in being a wellness advocate, teaching others how to build a dōTERRA business naturally. Now, our loyalty rewards program is incredibly popular because, again, it's a way that you can earn up to 30% of your orders monthly back in free product. And so this is really the smartest way to purchase dōTERRA products. And I want to show you a new, this is one of our new things that just came out. This is part of the Vitality Tour. I'm super excited. So we have our Lifelong Vitality and our Microplex. This is our #1 selling product, is actually our supplements. And that shows you just how incredible they are, since we are the biggest essential oil company in the world, and our supplements are our #1 selling product. And there's a way that dōTERRA has actually created us to save a lot of money so that we can really use these products daily. These are products meant to be used daily, and dōTERRA wanted to make a way to make them more accessible, more affordable, especially for families, for people that are needing more than one pack, that have children, maybe couples, where it can get a little expensive if you're having to buy all these products individually. So when you purchase on the loyalty rewards, again, the smartest way to buy, that monthly order where you can get free, lots of free product, up to 30%, you actually can get 3 of these products, sorry, on the bottom. Let me go back to the last slide. 3 of these products on the bottom for $20. Okay, the Deep Blue supplement itself is a $60 product. The Max is almost a $60 product. The TerraZyme is almost a $40 product. These are huge savings, and so you can choose either the Daily Nutrient Pack or the Lifelong Vitality. For each of those orders, you can pick up to 3 of these products on the bottom for only $20. So huge, huge savings. Now, if you're a couple and you are both ordering your supplements, you could get 6 of those products if you wanted. You could order the vitamins for your children, the TerraZyme, the Deep Blue, the Max. So this is a really wonderful program. We're super excited. When you click on, here's a picture of your back office. If you're not enrolled yet, you'll get this back office. And when you go to choose the Lifelong Vitality Pack, you click Customize Kit on the bottom there in yellow, and then it pulls up these products, and you can pick up to 3. You could pick 1, you could pick 2, or you could pick 3 of the products that you want. So this has been great. This is what we do now, and so we order, I get the Lifelong Vitality, I order the kids for my children, and then I get the Mitomax and the Deep Blue. And then my husband gets his, and then we get the Terrazyme, the PB Assist, and another kids vitamin. So that way, all of us in the family are able to get these products and use them and save a ton of money. And we get points for them. So we get 30% of the point value of all of that back in free product. So it's really brilliant. It's a really, really affordable way to do it. Now, once you enroll, if you're within your first 120 days, so if you've just enrolled and you're within the first 120 days, you can participate. If you have not yet enrolled, then as soon as you have your membership, you can actually share these products with other people and participate in the share program. And the share program basically allows you to share doTERRA with friends, and you get share credits, and you cash in those share credits for gift packages. And the more that you share, the more, you know, the larger the gift packages can be. And so even for just sharing with one person that orders a family physician kit, our smallest, you would get a tangerine. So I encourage you, even if you're just going to share with a friend or two, that you'll want to sign up for the share program, because you have 120 days and you can really earn a lot of free product. Okay, if you're not yet enrolled, you're going to want to choose one of the enrollment kits. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that right now, but please, you know, either contact me if I invited you to the webinar, or contact whoever invited you to the webinar. They can go over these kits in more detail. My favorite family size kit is the one on the right. This one here is called the Natural Solutions, and it gives you a lot of essential oils. It gives you the diffuser, the supplements, all three, the 3-pack, which I really like, the Deep Blue Rub, and you're going to get that and save $113 over wholesale and get a free diffuser. So I really recommend that you start with that. That's going to give you a nice amount to start with. All right, now this Vitality Tour kit, you are actually able to purchase because you are watching this webinar, okay? This was only available at the live events and now in this webinar event. This value for all of these new products, which include the 3 Slim and Sassy control bars, the Deep Blue new polyphenol complex, the Mito 2 Max, the new daily nutrient pack, the Control instant mix, and the 2 new packages of the peppermint beadlet and the On Guard beadlet. Now, if you were to pay for all of this, it would be $356 wholesale. But when you purchase it with the Vitality Tour kit, they're actually giving it to you for $184.50, and you get 100 PV towards that. It does not count as a loyalty reward, some people have asked, but it does count as PV, and it's a huge discount. So let me tell you how you're going to do this. Now, if you were at an event, you would receive one of these, but you're not. So this is how you're going to do it. You're going to go and you're going to go to mydoterra.com/tourkit. Okay, so go ahead and write that down. You can do this on your phone. You can do this on the computer, and you're going to come to the screen, and you're going to enter your doTERRA ID and your password, the same one you log in to do your loyalty rewards order. Now, if you are not yet enrolled and you want the tour kit, you're going to need to enroll first. That way we'll get your doTERRA ID, and then you can still go ahead and get this tour kit. Now, that's going to ask for your special offer access code, okay? The special access code from this event is Vitality 2015. The V in Vitality is capital. It is case sensitive. So Vitality 2015. Make sure you write that down. Go ahead and write down mydoterra.com/tourkit and Vitality 2015. Then you're just going to choose how many kits you want. You can order more than one kit. So you'll choose the select the quantity, and then it will allow you to put in your billing address, your payment information, and which shipping method you want, where you want your order confirmation sent, and again, you can enter the shipping address, review, and place your order. that's it. And then you get success. There you go. You've got your order. Again, the special access code to purchase the Vitality Tour kit is Vitality 2015, capital V. We are ending our Vitality Tour season, so I would not wait. I believe we only have another week. They may extend it till the end of May, but we are definitely towards the end. So please make sure you order your Vitality Tour kit soon. Do not wait until June. They will not be available. You're definitely going to want to do that in the next week or so. And let your friends know. Let them know about this webinar. Let them watch it so they can learn about the new products and they can order them as well. And I will be posting this to the Facebook InTouch Essentials group page. And that is it. I am excited for you to try these new products. You're going to love them. They've been wonderful. I'm loving the new supplements. I'm loving the new Max. I love the control. The Deep Blue complex has been really helpful when I've needed it. I've been really grateful for it. And I love the bars. They're super yummy, super delish. So enjoy the new products. Go ahead and share the webinar. Thank you for joining me, and live healthy. Thank you. Bye. Okay, Drewski.